Welcome back. Today we're going to work on translating expressions, taking word sentences and translating them into number phrases. You're going to need notes 00, which is our Unit 2 vocabulary, and notes 8, which is translating expressions. Let's start real quick with some vocabulary. If you haven't put a 00 on this yet, go ahead and write 00 in the upper right-hand corner. Now, these words aren't necessarily in the order on your worksheet, but go ahead and find them. So a variable is a letter in place of a number or an unknown amount. An example is G or X or Y. A coefficient is the number in front of the variable. It's being multiplied by the variable. So in the expression 3x, 3 is the coefficient. And a constant is a number that stands alone. In the expression 4h minus 2, -2 is the constant. Pause the video and write down these 3 vocabulary definitions and examples. All right, so let's work on translating expressions. It's working on knowing how to read math, So we have to know the 4 main mathematical functions, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we're going to work on making sure that we can identify the words that are associated with them. So here we have 4 basic operations. Addition, so we have add, sum, more than, plus, increased by, and gain. There should be a D here, increased by. Subtraction, subtract, difference, less than, minus, decreased by, and loss. Multiplication, product of, multiplied by, times, double, and triple. Division, quotient, divided by, ratio, half, third, fourth, into equal groups. I want you to go into the addition, and I want you to put parentheses around the word sum. In subtraction, put parentheses around the word difference. In multiplication, put parentheses around the words product of. And in division, parentheses around the word quotient. There's one more word that's going to require us to use parentheses, and that is quantity of. So go ahead and write that down, quantity of, and that's going to be in parentheses. So when we're translating from word phrases into numerical expressions or equations, we're going to work from left to right because that's the direction that we read. So here, what we'll see is this expression, 4 plus 3 times a number. So we're just going to go in order. So 4 is 4, plus is plus, 3 times a number. Now, when it says a number, it's not asking you to actually pick a number. A number means a variable. If it's given to you, use that variable. If it's not given to you, you can use whatever variable you want. So if we translate this straight across, 4 plus 3 times the number is 4 plus 3n. And so here's our expression, 4 plus 3n. What's the coefficient in this expression? It's 3. So 3 is the coefficient. N is our variable. What's the 4 called? It's the constant. Good. All right, let's keep working through some examples. A number, remember, what does a number mean? A variable, right. Divided by, so we have our division symbol, by 12. What does is in math mean? It means equals. Is 10. So this time we have an equation. A number, I chose x, divided by 12, is 10. Now both of these, this one and this one, are correct. But moving forward in this course, you're going to stop seeing this division symbol, and we're going to start writing division as fractions. So this is the one I like best. What's the variable in this case? It's x. What's the coefficient on this variable, the number being multiplied by the variable? It's a tricky question. It's actually a 1. It's imaginary though. So when it just says x, we're imagining, and we would know that there's an imaginary 1 in front of this x. Good. Let's keep going. 6 times the difference of a number and 5. So 6 is 6 times, instead of the x, let's use a multiplication dot for now. Now, up above, we put parentheses around the word difference. Do you remember when we did that? So everything that comes after difference is what is in those parentheses. So 6 times the difference, and we know difference is subtraction, of a number. What's a number again? A variable, and 5. So here we know that we're going to be subtracting a variable and 5 in parentheses. So here we have it. 6 times, we don't necessarily need the dot, because if the 6 is next to the parentheses, that's multiplication. The difference, parentheses, of k and 5. There's one exception to working left to right, and that's when you see this phrase less than. This is the one that we really want to make sure that we're paying attention to. Students get confused here. Now, less than means subtraction, but if you see the words less than or subtracted from, so less than or subtracted from, or even younger than, you're going to switch the order of the terms. So if we have 7 less than twice a number, 7 is 7, less than is subtraction, twice a number, remember a variable, twice means 2 times. Because of that phrase less than, we're going to switch the order of the terms, meaning the 7's going to go to the back and the 2n's going to come to the front, and we end up with 2n minus 7. If I said, you are 10 years younger than I am, and I'm 20, how old are you? You're 10, right? And what you did in your head is 20 minus 10, even though I said you're 10 first. So we're switching that order. So let's try some. Go to the back. For numbers 1 through 6, underline the part of the phrase that indicates the main operation. Then write an expression. So I'm going to model for you what this is going to look like. So we have 8 more than a number. So we're going to underline the phrase that indicates the main operation, underline more than, and we're going to write on top of it that it's plus. That's your work. And then we're going to translate it. So 8 is 8, more than is more than, plus, and a number we know is a variable, I'm going to pick x. Let's try again. Number 2, 11 decreased by a number. So what's the main operation? Decreased by. What does decreased by mean? Subtraction. Do we need parentheses here? No. Do we need to switch the order here? Well, does it say less than? No. So we go in order. 11 decreased by a number. 11 minus a. I'm going to choose a this time. Let's try again. 4 less than 6 times a number. So there's that less than, and there's also times. So we have 2 operations here. Now remember, if we were to go in order, we would have 4 less than 6 times a number, let's say, I don't know, h. But less than means to do what to the order? Switch it, exactly. So we would have 6h minus 4. The sum of a number and 9. So sum is our main operation, so we're going to underline it, and we're going to put its operation on top. And sum was one of those parentheses words. So we want to make sure that everything that comes after that is in parentheses. So we're just adding a number and 9, and we need that to be in parentheses. I'm going to choose y this time for a number, the sum of a number and 9. The product of a number and 17, underline the main operation. Is product of one of those words that we put parentheses around on the front? It is. So everything after that should be in parentheses. So we have parentheses. What does product mean? Multiply of a number and 17. So I'm going to pick m times 17. Now you can write it like this, or you're going to see it more with the coefficient jumping in front of the variable. Both are correct, but you're going to see this way more frequently. Last one with these directions. 50 divided by the sum of number and 10. So we have a couple operations here. Divided by means division. The sum of means plus, and it's one of those parentheses words. So let's start. We have 50 divided by, remember we want to use fractions. So 50 divided by the sum of a number and tens. Remember, everything that comes after sum is in parentheses. A number is a variable and 10. Try this one. Write it down as number 7. 5 less than 3 times a number. See if you could do that one. All right. So for these next couple, what we're going to do is we're going to find the error in the expression, and then we're going to write the correct expression in the blank. So let's take a look at number 7 here. So now we have 2 sevens. 3 less than twice a number. So I'm going to underline the main operation. I know it's subtraction. I know twice means 2 times. So this would be 3 minus 2, and they chose x. But what's the problem here? That's right. We need to switch the order. Must switch order. Because of what phrase? Less than. So then we're going to correct it. The 2x is going to jump up front, and the 3 is going to go behind it. Number 8, the difference of a number and 5. Underline the main operation. Can you figure out the problem or the mistake with number 8's expression? That's right. Difference means subtract. What did they do here? That's division. So difference means subtraction, not division. So the difference of a number and 5. So a number and 5 is what comes first. So a number comes first and 5. See if you can figure out the mistake on number 9. What should the correct expression say? Good job. 2 more for us here. 19 less than 1/3 of a number. So I know less than is subtraction, and we need to switch the order. What does of mean in math? We haven't seen that as much. Of means multiply. And they wrote 19 minus 3a. There's actually 2 mistakes here. What's one of them? They didn't switch the order. What's another one? Do you see that it says 1/3, but they wrote 3? Those are different. We have to make sure. So to write it correctly, we know the 19 goes at the back. The 3 is not really 3, it's 1/3, and you're multiplying it by a. You might also see it written as a divided by 3 minus 19 because those are equivalent expressions. So this was 3 should be 1/3. You try 11 on your own. Which sentence translates into the expression 1/6 m minus 12? Before you do this, I want you to translate each of these answer choices. So underline the main operation and write the expression next to it. So write the expression next to each phrase and then choose your answer. Now it's time to practice this. Good job.